your bridge to hope, encouragement, and inspiration. It's Sozo Today with the Bridge FM Morning Crew. Here's Johnny, Jared, and Joel.
It's a good morning. Wake up to a brand new day. Stepping on my
Good morning, Washington, Greenville, and New Bern. 51 degrees, 7:04. Now that feels weird saying 51 degrees. Wow, it is chilly. Johnny minus Jared and Joel is here. Jared is enjoying a very cool Kerala vacation this morning. And so we're wishing him the best as he is in some deep R&R time, a huge family event. His mom and dad and him and his family, his brother, sister-in-law, like it's a three-family vacay, and they are having a blast, I'm sure. But if it's chilly here, can you imagine with that wind blowing off the ocean this morning? It's probably, I'm going to look at the temp in a minute, but I bet it's in the upper 40s. But anyway, instead of, in spite of, and in place of Jared, we have a guest host here, very special guest host, Amber Tittle. Good morning, Amber. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great.
We are so glad to have you, and especially considering the fact that you came bearing precious gifts this morning.
I did.
You really did. Now, this is something because when I saw you the other week, as I mentioned on the radio the other week, my wife and I were coming out of Kirkland's.
Yes.
And we had just gotten to the car. I looked at the Petco right beside Kirkland's.
Yep.
And here comes Amber and a couple of her girls out of Petco.
Yep.
And I saw you from a car. Did you know at first when I called your name who it was?
I knew who. Yes.
You knew right away? Because, see, I tried to do this Boston accent or this New York City accent. And
Yes.
it didn't fool you?
No, I'm sorry.
I hollered out, Amber. And that didn't fool
It
you.
probably fooled my girls, but
Hey,
not me.
I got a look from one of your girls. One of your girls looked at me like, duh, is he serious? Like, Mom, who is he?
No, they. I think they were a little shocked.
I'm sure they were. There's nothing like a guy hollering your name across the parking lot to embarrass you, right? Y'all are getting her a fish. Did the fish survive yet?
Oh my goodness.
Fish still living?
We still have 3 fish that are alive. Yes.
Good.
We're doing
Good. That was a
okay.
birthday wish for her, right?
That was a birthday wish.
And she got her fish and is still living.
She got fish
Wow.
tank. Yes,
Good.
the whole shebang.
We never
It's
had good
actually
luck
really
with
cool.
those. Now, what kind of fish is that one?
Oh my goodness, Johnny, they're breeding these fish now that they're like glow fish. So they
Whoa.
glow and you get this cool little tank and it glows
Wow.
and it's got a LED, not LED, what's that light?
Yeah, there's lights. Yeah,
like
LED
the
light.
bright light that makes things glow.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. And so yeah, she loves it.
Wow.
So.
Well, good. So the fish is still surviving. So anyway, as I noticed you coming out of the parking lot, you were styling, and I've seen you wearing these Zaxby hats. They're cool hats.
Yes.
You had a white one on, I think, that day with the navy or black. It's a little singular chicken right in the middle of the hat. And I'm like, man, that is a cool hat. I mentioned the hat, and you have done and brought 3 hats in here for us this morning.
Yes, sir.
A navy blue, a black, and a red. I picked the blue. Joe picked the black. And if you're not here, you just get what you get, right?
Yeah.
So Jared's got the red one, and the red one's waiting on him.
Yes.
So thank you for that.
You're welcome very much.
Thank you for that. So we're glad to have you with us this morning. We're going to get into our Devo on the Go coming up next segment. You can find it right now at sozotoday.com, S-O-Z-O today.com. You can read it, check it out. It's titled Guaranteed Harvest. Guaranteed Harvest. So we're going to dive into that deep coming up next segment. But quickly, Amber, so as a mom, you got 3 kids. You got 3 kids. I'll say 3 kids at home, but you have 3 kids.
Yep.
And you guys, they're at Aden. They're in Aden, right?
Yes.
They're all
Yep.
in Aden, and the schools there in Aden, what, elementary and middle, right?
In high school.
Okay, all
Yep.
3. You got them in all 3 now?
Yep.
Wow. So what's it like week on, week off, this whole new thing we're in with the COVID here, with a week on, week off deal? What's that like for you?
We are managing pretty well. Now, I have, like, 2 older kids. So I have an 7th grader and a 9th grader. So they are really good at doing their own thing and staying on target and track. My 3rd grader, he's a little boy, sweet muffin. He needs a little extra help.
Yeah.
But
Reminds
we're
me of
surviving.
myself.
We're surviving. This week is home, and today
Okay.
is virtual for everybody in Pitt
Good,
County. But
good.
Yeah, we're surviving.
You're surviving.
Yeah.
And so, are you like ready for it to be full-time school and then get them back out of the house, or what's your feeling there?
I know. I think, to be honest, for us, I think I really like the 1 week off,
Yeah.
1 week on.
So you're enjoying having them around, huh?
I do. I mean, I'm blessed that I can stay home and, keep them on target and get our schoolwork done during the day. And, I'm not going to a job, so and I only have one elementary school kid. I have
Right.
friends that have multiple in elementary school, and my heart goes out to them. 'Cause it's a lot of work.
It is.
It's a lot to keep track of.
Yeah. So you got one at all 3 schools.
Yes.
So you're on the PTA at every one of them. You're involved at every one of these schools. That's a lot on your plate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, yeah. I mean,
I'm just picking on you. I know you guys are super involved, but to have 3
We
kids
are
at 3
involved,
different
yeah.
schools, that's a
Yeah.
lot, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I'm still getting my feet wet in the high
Yeah.
school because we're just starting out there, and
Yeah.
it's different times now. You
Yeah.
can't just go in and
Right.
do whatever you want whenever you want. Which, but yeah.
Cool. Well, we're going to learn more about what's going on in Amber's life. And so anyway, stay with us. We got a fun morning here, 7 to 9. We're going to be with you till 9 o'clock this morning. And it's going to be great. If you haven't stepped outdoors yet, you
Go
got to
outside.
just stick your head out the door and take a deep breath.
It'll wake you up.
Yeah, it'll wake you up. Feels good, smells good. Stay with us. Sozo Today with the Bridge FM Morning Crew. We got more coming your way. Good morning, Washington, Greenville, New Bern, 722, 51 degrees. And we are here, your Sozo Today, Devo on the go with the Bridge FM Morning Crew. And Jared is out this morning enjoying a cool, crisp Corolla vacation. I haven't checked that temp yet. Joe, check that temp in Corolla and tell us what he's dealing with this morning. While he's doing that, Amber Tittle's filling in with us this morning. Amber Tittle of the Zaxby's fame. I like saying it like that. Of the Zaxby's fame. Ryan and Amber Tittle with the 4 Zaxby's locations in Greenville, Winterville, and here in Washington. It is warmer. That is crazy. It is 66 degrees in Corolla, Amber. I
Enjoy
guess it's
that,
because the
Jared.
water temp is warmer, and
Yeah.
the breeze coming off the water. That is wild. I was thinking it would be the opposite, but it is 66 degrees in Corolla where he's at. That's wild. 51 degrees here. So something really good before we get in our Devo, Amber. Something really good has come out of this whole COVID-19 thing.
Yeah.
When you think it's impossible, right? And we have discovered something really good that came out of COVID, and that is you started drinking coffee.
I did. Isn't that
What
crazy?
in
You know
the
what
world?
I'm
in
sitting here
shock.
thinking
I
too?
sent you this text last night. We're prepping for the show. Say, hey, Amber, looking forward to having you on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sent you the Diva, and I sent you a joking text. Said, yeah, we'll have a great hot cup of coffee waiting on you, knowing that you didn't drink coffee. You don't drink coffee, right?
Right. You know what's funny is you're talking about Jared being at the beach and it's 66 degrees. I'm like, man, I bet that's a great place to have a cup of coffee this morning.
Wow.
That's
So
when
what
my life
happened
changed.
to you? Tell me what happened to
I
you.
know. I tell everybody, okay, I made it through college, 3 kids, everything, and it was coronavirus, being stuck at home, that I was like, man, I'm going to figure out this coffee thing and find what I like, and I have.
Wow.
I really enjoy it.
So what's your brew? Tell us how you do it. What's your thing?
Yeah, I haven't gone crazy or anything, but my husband and I just drink Folgers.
Okay.
The grounds. We put it in a regular coffee pot, and we like French vanilla creamer. We both like it, and
That's it.
I'm trying to do the sugar-free,
Right.
which is
That's
actually
what
really
I do.
good.
I do that every day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It
really
works.
good. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. So for the first time in Ryan's life, he's been able to enjoy a hot cup of coffee with his wife. Have y'all sat down and had
I
a cup
know.
together?
We need to.
Yes. Yeah.
Mornings are
Wow.
always crazy, but yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that funny?
Now, are you open to trying one of these pumpkin spice lattes?
I don't know.
You got to try that,
Pumpkin,
Amber.
I don't know
Are
about
you a pumpkin person?
I like pumpkin, like chocolate chip muffins.
Right. Now we'll go through the Starbucks drive-thru. My wife loves
Yeah.
her pumpkin when it's available.
Yes.
I'm just a solid. I'll get a hot mocha.
Yes,
I like a
that's
good
what-
hot. You should try a hot mocha.
No, I have tried that.
You have
and that's
tried
good.
that, and you do
Yes.
like it?
Oh, yes.
Wow.
That's what I would prefer if I was out getting coffee.
Wow, we're going to make you a cup of coffee here in a minute because we got some good stuff in here.
Okay.
But before we do, we're talking about our Devo on the go. Guaranteed Harvest is the title of today's devotion at sozotoday.com. And our key verse is Galatians 6:9, and it says, "So let's not get tired in doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up." And Amber, as we wrote this, and I had to reread it because it's been a good while since that happened. I had to reread it here. But, we started out talking about our farmers and the American farmer. Of course, we're deep in farming community here. These farmers, they go out and they plant every year, and they do this, you could almost say in blind faith. They don't know what the weather's going to be like during that, the growing time when the harvest is the crops are growing. They have no idea what the market is going to be like when that crop is finally at market. And you're talking about a group of people that only get a few paid days a year. I mean, the only time they get paychecks is when they take something to the market. But yet they do it, and they do it, they do it every year, and they do it, and they love it. And if you ask the average farmer, hey, if I could give you, a guarantee that you're going to always get a harvest, what would you think? They would laugh at you. They would think you're crazy. And they don't have to have a guarantee to do what they do because it's in their blood.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't want to do anything else. I mean, when you think about these farmers, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it really is. It's super crazy. But the cool part about it is we as believers, we have a guarantee when we sow seed. And when we sow seed, the Lord's telling us right here through the Apostle Paul, don't get tired when you're doing this. Don't grow weary in doing good, because at the right time you're going to reap a harvest of blessing. And Amber, if let's say you're sowing seed in a situation and you're really expecting the harvest to come from that situation, but it doesn't. Let's say you're sowing kindness, a seed of kindness to someone in the office who's just not easy to get along with, and you're hoping that it's going to make a difference. And I've done that before, but it doesn't. If you're not careful, you can get really disappointed and stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I think, too, when we look at this, like we went over this last night with our kids, and, you can look at farmers and you can almost get, when you're looking at this analogy and what the Lord is telling us in this, some farmers farm acres and acres and hundreds of acres, and then some are a little bit smaller. Their fields are smaller, and so that kind of goes in line with the Christian life too, because some of us are going to be out there sowing tons of seeds in lots of different areas and lots of places, and then some of us are maybe just in our families. Like, obviously we're sowing seeds wherever we go, but sometimes we're sowing the seeds in our families with our kids. And a lot of times, you watch those kids grow, and sometimes are those seeds doing anything? Where's the harvest? But God's promised us that we will see a blessing with that harvest eventually, but he doesn't tell us when.
That's right.
So that's where our faith comes in, and that we believe that what his word says is true, and that he is who he says he is. And so we believe that those seeds of faith or those seeds of community that we're giving even to our family will one day reap a harvest.
That's good. So we don't stop sowing.
Yeah.
We don't
Just keep
stop
going.
giving, because we know a harvest is coming, right?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Amen.
Yeah, stay with us. We got more. We're talking about harvest. We're talking about coffee. We're talking about kids in school. Stay with us. We got more on the way.
Good morning.
Good morning. That's Amber Tittle, by the way.
How are you guys out there? And
Yeah.
I hope everybody is enjoying a nice cup of coffee on this cool morning. Johnny, last segment we were talking about how God was telling us in Galatians 6:9 how to not give up and not grow weary in doing good, just like farmers who continually plant their seed in hopes of great harvest. That's what we do ourselves, is we plant good seed in hopes for good harvest. But we know that a harvest will be good.
Yes.
Because God promises us that.
He absolutely does. You said something in the last segment about your kids, Amber,
Yes.
too. You were talking about you're sowing mace. If you're a mom like you, your focus may be centered around you're constantly seeding and sowing seeds in your kids. Now, do you have siblings?
I do. I have a brother.
You got a brother,
Yep,
older or younger?
A little bit older than
He's
me.
a little bit older than you.
Amen.
So for your mom and dad, they had their boy, they had their girl.
Yep.
And I know you and Ryan met at college. You
Yes.
guys were at a Bible college.
Yes. Yep.
In Georgia, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee area.
Yep.
Looking back over that, you see where they sowed into you, don't you? I mean, like,
Yeah.
And I'm just from Facebook and how I know you guys. I can tell your families are close. You guys are
Right.
tight,
Right.
But as a mom now,
Right.
what does that mean to you when you go back and you think about the seeds that your parents sowed into
Right.
your life?
Well, good morning, Mom and Dad, because I know
Yes.
they're listening. They're so sweet. First of all, as a parent, you for sure can look back and see the good things that your parents have done, and then where you want to continue those things. And my parents were very faithful in the church, very faithful, taking us to church, doing family devotions and stuff like that. And that's been something that we've continued in our family. And so I kind of even think about their perspective and how they sowed those seeds in my brother, in my life, but how those seeds have ripened and harvested, and now they're I'm sowing them as a mother to my kids, so to their grandkids. And I think a lot of times, even my generation, even parents now these days, we take a lot of things that we do for granted maybe, and we don't really think that they have a lasting impact. But I think things like that, being faithful in worship, faithful in devotions, not that they have to be perfect or that you have to be at church every Sunday to meet some quota, or that people see you, but just knowing that you're doing and giving those seeds back to God and showing him that it's not about you, but it's about his glory, and that those seeds will become the blessings that we'll see later on in life.
At our ages, you have your relationship with your parents is so different. It's like they're your parents, but yet you're almost like on an equal footing in regards, because you have children, and you get it. I mean, it's like you understand what it is they went through and what they did.
Yeah.
And now you're the parent and you're doing that with your kids. But when you were the kid, you're like,
oh gosh,
you're thinking like, why are you making me do this, or why,
right.
But and at the end of the day, it makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I think that's part of the hope that we see as believers is, our efforts and the seeds that we plant might not be something that we see right away, the harvest.
That's right. It usually
if
is.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I would continue. I mean, I would just encourage young moms my age, just to continue sowing those seeds, continue, planting all of that stuff in your kids' lives, and then trusting God with it, and knowing that He has them way more. He loves them way more than you ever could, and so.
And He's gonna do it.
Yeah.
He's gonna bring that harvest to fruition.
Yes,
isn't he?
for sure.
It's hard to see it in the middle of it.
Yes.
But God wants us to be faithful and to keep sowing, no matter what we're sowing in.
Yes.
And He's guaranteeing us there's a harvest coming our way.
Yes.
That's awesome. Stay with us. We got more. Good morning, Bellhaven, Grimsland, and Winterville. And let me say Aiden, too, by the way.
Please, yes.
We got Amber Tittle with us. She's filling in for Jared, because Jared's on vacation, and he's in Kerala. Big family vacation, the whole clan.
Hey, Jared.
They're in a house there in Kerala. And I'm surprised. We checked the weather, and it's 52 degrees here, but it is like 12 degrees warmer there, when you would think it would be cooler. But as we see it from our wannabe meteorologist Flo here, we have discovered, we've surmised that it is the water temperature blowing in that's got it warmer there, because the water's not cool yet. So isn't that wild?
Crazy.
Yeah, we thought it would be cooler there than here, but not. 52 degrees here. And we've got Amber Tittle filling in for Jared. And Amber of the Zaxby's fame, we love saying it that way. And Ryan and Amber with Zaxby's here in Washington, Greenville, Winterville. And Amber brought us a hat in here because I saw Amber a couple weeks ago coming out of Petco as my wife and I were coming out of Kirkland. That's one of her favorite things to do is go in Kirkland. She loves Kirkland's. And as we're coming out, I see Amber walking out, and she's sporting her cool Zaxby's hat. And I mentioned it on the radio a few days later, and the girl done and brought us 3 Zaxby's hats in here.
Yes.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
That was a nice seed. And we're talking about harvest this morning. That is the title of today's Diva on the Go, Guaranteed Harvest, and you can check it out at sozotoday.com. And so, listen, you weren't expecting this, but I'd already planned on giving you a T-shirt. Now, your husband, he got one of these in the mail, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah. Do you like his T-shirt?
I do.
Well, I've got one for you. I've got one
Thank
for you,
you.
Amber. This is the all-new Bridge Builder T-shirt. I've got one
Awesome.
for you, and I'll
cute.
be sending this home with you, and we'll send some home for your kids as well.
Oh,
So thank
sweet.
you so much.
Thank
there
you,
you
Johnny.
go,
I
right there.
appreciate
Those are
that.
comfy. So anyway, yeah, Amber, and so a couple good things have come out of the coronavirus thing.
Yeah.
You're enjoying having your kids around in this own week, off week schooling thing.
Yes. Sometimes I feel bad mentioning that because I know a lot of people, it's a struggle for a lot of
Yeah.
people. So I definitely, try to feel the waters when I say
Right.
that. But I really do. I mean,
Nothing wrong with that.
I know it's a blessing.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to be able to be with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some older ones who can do a lot of work on their own. So that makes a
Right.
big difference. I just have one in elementary school,
Right.
and he's in 3rd grade. So he's old enough to read. If he reads it all
Right.
and does it all is the problem, but
Yes.
he's good. Yeah. So
Good.
yeah,
And the other thing we've discovered, something good that's come out of this, is you started drinking coffee.
I have.
That is
Yes.
wild. See, I was so shocked. I discovered that you were not a coffee drinker when we had you on the first time. And I said,
Yes.
Amber, can I get you a cup of coffee? And you said, I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
I know. It's
And I'm
crazy.
thinking, wow. And since then, you have started drinking coffee. What brought that about?
It's really funny because I sit here and I think I love the smell of coffee. I have always loved the smell of coffee. In fact, when Ryan would get the big Folgers thing, like I would just, and sometimes
Smells good.
I just open it up, like pop it and just like sniff the coffee.
So you went from a coffee sniffer.
I went from a coffee sniffer to a coffee drinker.
Wow.
Yes. So I do love it. Yeah.
So the coronavirus got you like, I'm going to just try a cup of coffee.
Yes. Just, relaxing at home,
Wow.
quarantined. Hey, let's
Wow.
try some coffee. Let's figure this out. So,
Yeah. And you like it.
My favorite would be mocha.
Okay.
Mocha.
Like if you're going through the Starbucks
I was
thing.
going through,
drive through or going into Starbucks.
drive through. And I have learned to like some iced coffees
Okay.
too.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
I know.
But the most common is a good cup of Folgers.
Folgers.
From your just regular coffee brewer
Yes.
with the coffee grains and
Yes.
filters and I'm
Yep.
so used to the Kirk I can't
I
even
know.
describe it anymore, right? And then you put in your French vanilla sugar-free creamer, which is what I
Yes,
use. That
yes.
stuff's good, isn't
It
it?
is so good.
I keep them in
know.
business, man. I'm always buying that.
I know.
buy the biggest one I can buy.
I know.
And I like a little coffee with my creamer.
Yeah,
That's kind of
yeah.
how I do it.
Yeah. It's
So-
crazy that I just think back about, you go through college, kids, having
Yes.
babies. You're up
It's
like all hours of the
crazy.
night. And
And
here
it
I
was
am.
the coronavirus that finally got you to try coffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow,
Crazy.
That's wild. Well, we're glad you are now a coffee drinker.
Yeah.
And we'll get to enjoy it. We fixed you a cup. We're going to send you home with a Bridge FM coffee mug
Yes.
here too. So,
Thank you.
well, stay with us. We've got the devotion coming up next segment. Guaranteed harvest. Our key verse is Galatians 6:9. You can read that at sozotoday.com. And we got a good full hour here. Lots of music, lots of fun conversation. So stay with us.